Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Mortgage Coaches Training Thursday. My name is Lytle, and I'll be hosting today's training call. So today we're going to work on open house presentations. Last week, someone had placed in the question area on being able to build an open house. So we'll focus on that today. And you can see on my screen that I have not only the desktop in the background, but I have the open house on my mobile device, as well as on my iPad. So with this today, what we're going to do is go ahead and build this presentation. What I have done with this particular one, you could show many different options. I'm showing, in this particular instance, a 10% down and a 20% down option. And then I'm showing an 80-10-10. On the open house presentation, as well as any kind of the TCAs or the rent versus own, you can provide any type of product comparison. So you can always compare up to 4 products and do any type, FHA versus VA versus USDA. Depending on your market is what you can present to your realtor partner. And with this one today, I decided to build these 2 products because I'm seeing a little more 80-10-10s out there. So by doing this type of presentation, we'll be able to also learn how to create a comparison between different down payment options. So with that, what I want you to do is let's just go ahead and go over a couple items for GoToMeeting. For those of you who are new to the call, please go ahead and open up your question area in GoToMeeting. This is how you can ask questions along the way. So please, even if I passed it, if you have a question on a certain area, place it in the question area, and I can always go back to that area and answer that question for you. I also want to point out, let me go ahead and log into Edge. Let's move my iPad and the mobile device over a little bit to the other screen. And let's go into Edge for a bit. So while everyone's logging in, I'm still seeing a few more people just getting onto the call, so we'll wait a few more minutes. I logged into my home page of my Edge screen. So if you want to go ahead and log in too, you could follow along with me in creating our open house presentation under our partner section here. But what I do want to point out is our help button. You could go ahead and click help, and that automatically directs you to our Mortgage Coach Support Center. Here we have many video tutorials that you can use, as well as a search engine. So down the road, if you want to use the reinvestment strategy, you could go ahead and put that in there, and then we'll provide any video tutorials or PDFs for you below. I also want to point out our calendar of events and our Coach and Carl archive. So with that monthly calendar of events, we have many trainings. You can see it's pointing to our new calendar of events. If you haven't done so, please check out our new website. We've posted that up there. It looks great, everyone. We also show that our calendar of events. So you'll have your weekly information here, daily information, and all our coaching calls as well. Want to point out, though, on our university, if you haven't joined our university, please do so. Want to point out all the different topics. This helps you get familiar with Mortgage Coach and Mortgage Coach Edge. Different scenarios, the Edge widget. There's so many things you could do with Mortgage Coach. So if you new to Mortgage Coach, please go in here and take a look at all the different trainings that we have to offer. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into Edge. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about not only just creating an open house presentation, how you could go ahead and copy a previous realtor's information. So this is going to save you time. So we have fee templates, product templates, as well as a copy feature, and it works great with the partner section. So with that, you'll see the View All button in the upper right in each area. You can see it in the client as well as the partner. And with that, what you could do is you could click on View All, and this allows a search engine, and this will take you into a copy area as well. So with the search engine, I'm just going to go ahead and not narrow down my search, but show you everything I have. So with that, you have the different realtor partners that you have right here. And then if you open up that arrow, you can see all the different presentations that were created for that particular realtor. So you can open them up. So with that, what you could do is, say we're starting a brand new file, and I'm on Liz. What you could do is just click on Add Analysis, and this starts your presentation, but it brings over all of Liz's contact information, as well as her image and her logo. So once you've uploaded this information into your Edge presentation, you don't have to do it again. So remember, you can always come into the search, view all, find your realtor, click Add Analysis, and that will go ahead and start your information with your contact. Then if you click on any particular other presentations you built for that particular person, what you could do is go ahead and still add analysis, which just brings over that contact information, or you can copy the analysis. Say you like those products you presented initially, you could do a copy. So with that copy, if you click on it, you could keep it into the new current partner, but maybe you like the products but want to show those same products to a new partner. That's when you would go ahead and choose new partner. That carries the products to the new partner, and then you go ahead and upload that realtor's information, and now you have a new contact. Another items you could do is you see the view history. You could click on view history, and you could see any times that your presentation has been viewed. Let's check out a Training Thursday last November. Didn't show that one either. But you can see how you have a lot of different ways of being able to show the different history. I'll also show you when we go into Mortgage Coach Edge how we'll be able to go ahead and show you how you can see that view history from there as well. There, we got one right there. So you can see when I've gone in and changed different time periods, as well as the read receipts. You can see that as well. So now let's go ahead and start creating that presentation. So I'm going to work with Amy Realtor, and I'm going to go ahead and just open up my file that I've been working on. So with that, let's go ahead and I'm just going to click on it, or you could always click on Open Analysis. So if you had copied from a previous realtor, this contact page would go ahead and fill out for you. You would bring all that contact realtor's information over. If it's the first time you've using this realtor, just put in their information. Want to always point out, especially with the open house presentations and with multiple houses per partner, you want to put in that street address of that house. This is a quick way when we're in that copy area. It's a reference name field, and you'll be able to see exactly that presentation and what house it belongs to. Now let's move on to our next screen, which is the property information that you want to collect. It's just really simple. You would put in the street address, city, state, and zip code. And then the next screen, you go ahead and fill out that information for that particular house. The asking price, square footage, number of rooms, and number of bathrooms. Then you have that More feature. If you click on the More feature, you could go ahead and provide the different items for the home. So let me go ahead and bring over my mobile device just to show you where this will go on the mobile. You'll see the different property features right here. If I go ahead and click on that, you can see all the different items that will be listed. These property features come from this open pane here. So point that out to you. So let's bring that back over. You also have options for custom descriptions. So if they have any items that you don't see above, you could go ahead and place the custom features here. So you have a custom feature 1, and let's just go ahead and put custom feature 2. Once you're done in this area here, you want to go ahead and press OK. Let's go ahead and mark it as single family. And let's move to the next screen. So now what you want to do is upload your image. So with that, you can always go ahead and either download it from your realtor site, and then you would just go ahead and browse and then make your upload. We do have positioning for more than one image. Currently only one image is displaying. And I was talking with Jacob, and we're going to be seeing more than one on the mobile presentations pretty soon. So we're finally hearing that feature, and we're going to be putting more images on the presentation. So definitely want to point those out to you for future use. And just one moment. Okay. I also want to point out before we move on from this presentation, I want to point out this description area. So let's bring back that mobile device. You'll see that there's an area here that is empty. If you put in a description in this field, this is where it will display on your mobile device. So let's go ahead and add a description. And let's just put a couple asterisks, a couple in the beginning. But this way you'll be able to see that change. So if we advance, we've added our description to our presentation. And now we're diving into our products. So with this, if you don't have product templates built, this is something that you would want to be able to work with. If you're on an enterprise account, they might have already built product templates for you. What's even great is if they have, use them and you can develop them even more so to your own market. So want to be able to point out, I'm seeing a lot of people using titles of products as option 1, option 2, things like that. And that's fine. You can also label this. This is my conventional fixed rate with 10% down. So that's my option 1. For my knowledge, I just went ahead and put in 10% down. And now let's build the product. So you would want to go ahead and put in that purchase price. You'll see that percentage field right here. You would just go ahead and open with the button, the percentage field, and place 10%, and then the system will calculate your base loan amount. Put in your interest rate, your term, and let's advance to our fee screen. Whoops. So with that, you have your closing costs and your fee. And if I went too fast on that first screen, let me know to slow down, and I'll keep that screen up to make sure you have get all that information. So now if you come to your fees, and if you're following along, you'll notice that your areas are opened up like a white box like this. Mine are grayed out. The reason for that is I use my closing cost details and I use my fee template. So first, what I had done is I placed in 15 days for my prepaid interest, and you can see how I hover my mouse over the field, my dollar amount displays. Now, if you go into your closing cost details, you could go ahead and click on that button, and you'll see that I already have my fee template built out. But again, if you're on an enterprise account, you might have fee templates built for you in this area in the drop-down. Please select them, even if they don't match exactly. Bring them down, and you can modify those numbers and then save them as a template. You'll see in that lower right-hand corner. You could save a new fee template every time you change a fee. So as you're building new products, you want to go ahead and save. Say the appraisal fee is slightly different. You know, I've been finding out between FHA conventionals. Maybe you don't have your tax service fee in some fee templates and maybe another. Have them pre-done for yourself and go ahead and save them, and then again, it makes you go through a lot quicker. Add to loan amount. When you're doing refinances, items like that, I just wanted to point out there is a box right here that allows you to add those fees to loan amount quickly, and then prepaid escrows, and this is your reserve. So I just wanted to review your fees really quick before we applied it to the loan. And if you have questions about the fees, we're going to be diving into it more with the other two products. So please go ahead and put your questions in the question area. Once you use the fee templates, it goes ahead and fills out the totals of those fees, the APR, non-APR. Prepaid escrows come into play in the next screen. So you can see how I went ahead and put in my monthly costs here. I also went ahead and added my MI, and I made sure my MI cutoff month is at 78%. So as soon as my loan to value reaches 78%, my mortgage insurance will be dropped from the loan. Now I want to add reserves. So since I have my monthly cost above, let's go ahead and add reserves. So I'm going to go ahead and collect 2 months and 6 months taxes. You can also collect your premium. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm collecting 12 months of hazard insurance. Now let's go see, we're going to go back a step just to show you how these fees display in your closing cost screen. You'll see now that I have prepaid escrows, I have a total dollar amount, and if I go into my closing cost details, you'll see toward the base, now I have my reserves. You'll see that the fees are grayed out, and if I want any changes here, I need to do it in the monthly cost. So to show you how that works, I'm going to go ahead and remove my hazard insurance premium and keeping my hazard reserves and taxes. I'm applying it to the loan. And when I advance the next screen, you'll notice that my 12 months of hazard insurance is no longer marked. So you can see how those two screens work with each other and will provide you those totals as well as removing fees as well. So with that, let's go ahead and if you're following along, click the green bottom button at the base, add a new product, and let's develop the second product. So our third product, we are going to show that 80-10-10. So I'll show you how you'll be able to create that second lien and be able to have a 20% down as well. So with that, we have option 2, 20% down. Now this is where it's going to speed your creating presentations up. Use the copy from button. That copy from, once you developed one product, you could go ahead and copy it into another. So I've already done that, but what we'll do is on the 80-10-10, we'll go ahead and copy it over, and I'll show you how to physically build that one. So with that, we went ahead and put in 10% down. Let's go ahead and remove that and put in 20% down. And most likely your interest rate, you would modify that for your down payment as well. And then now if we advance our screen, you'll see when you use that copy from button.
Okay, cool.
Dave? Dave will be on our call shortly. So with that, you can see how you have your fees copy over. It's very simple. And then when you go to your reserves, all your reserves are there. So with that, the copy from button will speed this process up. And now with the 80-10-10 product, you'll see that you have that green button at the base. Go ahead, add another product, and let's work on that 80-10-10 together. So with that, what you would want to do is start out, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy from that 20% down product. And my 10% came over. Okay, so with that, which is perfect because I wanted to show you something with the 10% that is going to work with your 20% down. What you want to do is find out what the dollar amount is for that 10%. So our second lien is going to be $35,000. So now let's go ahead and override the 10% with 20, make any necessary rate change. And what's going to happen with this 20%, we're saying collect 20%, but 10% of that is coming from the second lien. So let's show you how you go ahead and create that. So remember, we used our copy from button, keep it at 20%, all your fees carried over by using that copy button, as well as your monthly cost. And that's the one thing I just remembered, we have 20% down. Let's make sure we remove that mortgage insurance. And no one's caught that, no questions in there. Let's also remove it from our second product, our 20% down. So the way I do that is I hover my mouse over products, go directly in the jump out of option 2, and let's take a look at our mortgage insurance. Yep, didn't remove that. You got to remember as you change products, the certain items that you need to remove. So now that I have both my products, 10% down, 20% here. Now let's develop our second lien. So you'll see the very last field on the screen is, does this product include second lien? You want to answer yes. Now when you advance the screen, you're going to create a second lien product. So you could see that my loan amount, you'd want to put in that 10% value. So I went ahead and put in that 35,000. The interest rate for that second lien. And I'm just going to keep it as a fixed rate lien for now. We do have a workaround for HELOCs. If anyone's doing HELOCs, we'd be able to help you with that. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just say it's a 300 term loan for a second lien. Advance the screen. You do have your fees. If you have any fees associated with that HELOC, you could go ahead and enter them here. And then I'm stopping with 3 products, but you do have the option to show 4. So you'll be able to key it in there. So now we're on the analysis screen. You can see your graph side by side at the moment. So let's go ahead and advance again. You'll have your contact information for your realtor. And with that, you can see how you just fill in this information once. And remember that copy feature that you have. You would want to go ahead and you'd be able to copy that over and not have to modify this again. So get this in here the first time. And then you would want to upload their image as well as their logo. And sometimes there's the images as well as logos are quite large. If you've uploaded it, if it doesn't, what we call stick, doesn't save, just email us at support. We'll help you with the sizing. Make sure you send that logo or image with it, and then we go ahead and readjust and put that in your account for you. So let's keep moving on, and you can see I have my 3 options right here. They're all going to display on the report. Moving on to our presentation title. So what we'd want to do is go ahead and put in our presentation. You could, beautiful home, maybe home, not home. Asking price, asking label. So as we're looking at the presentation, we'll show you where all these items will display. We get a lot of presentations when I review them, especially the pricing label. You could put asking price, selling price, whatever you choose to. You could go ahead and place that in there, and it goes ahead and displays to the left of the dollar amount. Notes, you have a notes section here. You can also add any additional notes as well. So you can add, so if you want to add a little bit more information about the property, I see other people doing credit score information, things like that. You could go ahead and add that payment note here. And when you have your mouse over presentation, we're in the select report screen. So that is where this information you'll go ahead and key in. Remember, after you upload the image, add the house, add it to your presentation. You'll see the description that we put in with the image. It will display below that image right there. And now let's take a look at our presentation, and we'll also go ahead and take a look at it on mobile as well. Okay, so you can see our the presentation, and you can see how we have beautiful home. Remember where we placed in that label. You could put anything in that area. Let's go ahead and bring over my mobile device as well. So you can see, whoops, one moment, let's go ahead and bring it up. I made some updates, had my presentation open. Let's go ahead and bring it over. Okay, so you can see on with the mobile device, I'll put it down here. So you have your information about your description at the top, as well as the asking price. You can see where that is on the header as well as on the mobile right there. Quick description of 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Remember the description we pointed out. This is where it will go on your mobile device. So you can put in more information here. And so let's go in and dive into our product. So you can see we have option 1, which is a 10% down, then option 2, which is 20% down, and then you have your 80-10-10. You'll also see right below is those additional notes in that payment note field. And you can see also in the upper right-hand corner of the mobile device, you can see you have graph and disclosure as well. So you could go ahead and click on graph, and you can see the graph images and you can click on more info and you can go back. You also have at the base the payment stream as well as the fee details, which is the same on the desktop right here. And then you also have that property feature, so be able to point that out. You have that here. Okay, so with that, so what we want to do, you do have the option with the open house presentation. You always want to send a link to the borrower. So you have the link here to be able to copy and paste in an email. And now let's go ahead and focus on mobile, so or recording your message. So first I want to go ahead and show you how to record the message on the desktop, and then we'll go ahead and show you how to show it, record it on the mobile device as well. So first off, let's go back into Edge. Always remember to put your quote date on, so just go ahead and open up that calendar, place in your quote date, and click on Generate Link. In the Generate Link button, you'll see that you have the link for your presentation. You can see that it's been viewed one time. You could go ahead and share it as well, which provides that link. And then you have Edge Live, which is the same as that preview here, where you can go ahead and use change information, highlight things for the borrower. But we want to go ahead and focus on add audio video. So you'll notice that the presentation displays very similar, but in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see that record message button. So let's go ahead and press that, and you'll see that you'll have a message box that will come up. So with that, go ahead and press allow. Hi everyone, I'm Lori. So with this is one way of being able to record a video. I'm also going to show you how to record it on the mobile device. A lot of times you might not have a camera hooked to your laptop. Mobile is real easy. Sometimes I'm hearing that people say it's a little bit shaky. There's stands you could put the mobile on, so you'd be able to go ahead and have a steady hand when you're recording, as well as walking sticks. So we'll talk about that when we go into the mobile. But this is where you want to hold your conversation with the realtor. So with that, if you look back on the screen, you can see the red button here, and if you press that, it's going to show record at the top. You'll also have the options to pause if you want to pause and then continue talking. And if you wanted to remove a video, there's the trash can that will remove it from your presentation. So you have the different options, but also you have a repeat video. When you're using the mobile device and you're going at the open house presentation, you could go ahead and set this up. We'll bring back the iPad and I'll show you how. And then you can actually repeat the video. So you can provide a lot of information about these financial details, and then the video will loop throughout that open house. So we'll show you that information as well. So let's go ahead and press stop. Recording complete, and now that's going to upload to the camera or presentation. So with that, that's one way of doing that. I'm also going to click on that share button. Let's put this presentation in the chat area. So if you want to follow along, you'll see how shortly that the video message will arrive on that presentation, and then we'll also dive into the mobile. So let's go ahead and bring back the iPad, and I'll also bring back my mobile device. So we'll work with two mobile. So here we go. So you'll see I'll keep this open on the larger screen. You'll see that you'll have your contact information of the realtor in the lower right-hand corner. And then if you click on that information, you can see what's going to display. Our reflectors, there we go, it's just a little delay. If you click on the realtor's information, what you're not seeing, let's see for the mobile, with the two devices, there we go. The realtor's information will go ahead and display, and they'll have their contact card just as well as yours. So not only will they be able to reach out directly to you as well as that realtor, you also have a quick way of sharing the report. So now I'm bringing up the loan officer's information. It will come up shortly. And what will happen is on that upper right-hand corner, you'll see the contact, that share report. You'll see it also in the presentation in the upper right-hand corner on the face. But in the contact information, it's a quick way to share this information with the borrower. Let me go ahead and bring it up on my mobile device, having two of these on. So you'll see that share report is in that upper right-hand corner. So if I click on share report, both on the iPad as well as on a phone, you could go ahead and share it by an email, Skype, you could text, any option that you want to be able to do, you could go ahead and send it to the borrower, to a realtor partner. So with that, let's go ahead and bring my mobile over. It works the same way as the iPhone, but let's go ahead and I can only work one device, so we'll work with this one. So let's go ahead and go back a screen. So what you should have done is download it. I'm actually going to go to the mobile device. My iPad seems to be too slow. Okay, let's bring back up my reflector just a moment. Okay, so this is what we use to be able to reflect our images onto is Chromecast. And then we'll be able to go ahead and you can see how I have my phone displayed. So let's bring back up Mortgage Coach. There we go. So with Mortgage Coach, if you should already have the app downloaded. If you have not downloaded this app, just go ahead and go to your app store, search for Mortgage Coach, download the Mortgage Coach Viewer as well as the Rate Watch app. So you have two apps you could download, and it's same login ID. So what I want to focus on is the silhouette in the upper right-hand corner, so we can show you how to record a message. So you can see, first, before we dive into the silhouette, you'll see if you click on a link, it will automatically display here. Want to point out the history button. If you click on the history button, you could see all the different presentations you have viewed in the past. So if you need to bring any of those up, you'll be able to do so through that history button and be able to view a presentation. So now let's dive into the silhouette. So with the silhouette, if this is the first time you've logged in, just put in your login ID and password, same one as you use for Edge and Rate Watch, and go ahead and sign in. Now you'll notice again up in the right-hand corner, the silhouette. Just want to point out a couple options here before we dive into the report. So let's touch that silhouette. You could see a couple, you could log out, manage your password. But also, if you have a pre-recorded video, you could prompt for your albums and upload a video. It's always best practice to always record a personal message the first time you send it to a realtor partner or your borrower. But follow-up messages would be great as an album or quick, just an update to your realtor. So you do have the option right here to be able to prompt for a pre-recorded video. So let's go ahead and go back and pressing that left arrow up at the top. And here you go ahead and find a lot of information for your account. So I've been working with one report today, and I've had one view. So you can also see your performance if you go down to the very base. If you click on performance, you can also see your performances on your client or your partner and be able to click those different views. And then you can also view it by month or week. So you have different ways to be able to track the views of your presentation. Now let's dive into the partners. And what we're working with the partner is the same as if you went into the client. So let's go into partners. And you could go ahead and do a search. You can see all the different presentations that we've accessed in the past. Say I'm on Amy Realtor, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Amy Realtor here. And I create an open house flyer. So I'm going to go ahead and open this particular one. We do have options for seller buy downs. So as the rates start increasing, this is also a good presentation to provide the realtor. Couple different ways that you can use the presentation, you can use live reporting, which I'll show you in a moment, video, or view the report. So we've already viewed the report on the mobile, so let's go ahead and show you how the video works. Let's click it back on. Open house flyer, and we're going to record video. There we go. Hi, everyone. So with this, again, it's a great way to send messages to your borrowers as well as your realtors. So quick way, you always have your phone handy. You could just come in here, make any kind of updates, have that quick communication, not have to worry about email. So this is how you could do it. You can also do open house presentations, walk through the house. You can see how I just changed my camera around, and you'd be able to walk through the house and talk too. So that's another way of being able to place a video on your open house presentation. So with that, let's go back into Amy Realtor, go back into the open house presentation. And let me show you a little bit about live reporting. But before we do, what I want to do is bring up the link as the borrower would have it up on the desktop, and I'm going to bring back that iPad. So when a borrower clicks on the link, it would go ahead and open the presentation, and then you'll see that they have to click on that disclosure. So they would have to click on I understand. Oh, there's my video. And then they would see the presentation. So with that, you'll notice at the very bottom there's no clear all buttons. Let's go back to the presentation. This is the one I was working on. If I press clear all my highlights removed. This is what I'm going to show you how to do on the mobile, how you can highlight just as I'm doing on the desktop, how we could do this in the mobile device and be able to have it live and provide that information to the borrower. So let's go ahead, bring up the borrower's presentation. You can see that I cannot click on any of the fields, and I do not have a clear all button. So let's go ahead and do that. And what I want to do is bring up my mobile, and let's go ahead and focus on live reporting. That was interesting. So with that, let's go ahead and do live reporting. So we're going to go ahead and click on live reporting. I was going to bring my mobile up to show it, but I think it's just too much for the computer. Okay. So with that, if you're out in the field, you're talking to your realtor or even a new borrower, what you could do is if you want to talk about your different payment options, I'm clicking on payment option. And now all I'm going to do is just touch the different fields, and they're going to highlight. So I'm on my mobile device, highlighting the various fields. And you can see how it's also mimicking my changes on the screen. So that's what we talk about for Edge Live, being able to be live. So I just clicked on that payment stream button. Let's go ahead and click on the graph over here. That will come out. Now let's go ahead and touch the graph. And you can see how it's also going to go ahead and drive their attention to that particular scenario and highlight it. So let's go ahead and change it to the next product. And you can see how just that quick and interactive. And this also is interactive with another mobile device. So if you saw my iPad, you'd be seeing that all the changes are changing on my iPad as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see if there's any questions. Just one moment. I'm going to put on mute for a moment. Okay, John has a question, and it says that you're trying a new audio, but the volume is too low, so I am using the phone. John, are you talking about recording from the desktop or the mobile? Because let me go back to the desktop. I want to point out a couple options. Quick way of okay, there we go. Quick way to find out, I have all these tabs open at the top. I want to find my record one. You see the red button, tells me a quick tab. So let's go into record message. If you are using your desktop to record a message, there's a couple items you could do. So we have my hair one. Look, anywhere on the presentation you can right click, John, and go into settings. So when you go into settings, you could do a couple different options. If you click on the microphone, you could see how you want to make sure it has no reduced echo, but you can modify that. You can also change this around. If you can see how it's quite low, high. Same with the camera. You can go ahead and identify your camera here as well. So all the different items. If I always want to, you'll receive this message every time you open up the camera. If you don't want to see it, just click on remember, and then you won't see this anymore. So those are a couple options you could use right there. So let's close. And then you also have the volume at this point as well to work with. So I'm not sure if that answered your question, John, but it gives you a little bit more area to work with for the mic. So if you're using a headset or not. Okay. So with that, want to point out, always remember to put on Training Thursday in your friendly name field, and we're going to go back out and recap with a copy. So I'm saying this is my working file. So let's go back to home. We just built our report in the partners. I'm going to go to View All. If I want, I could go ahead and narrow down my list, and I only see my Amy file. So with that, you can see how in my friendly name field displays right in front of the date and time I last accessed Edge. And then if I want to add a new analysis, which is only contact information, click on Add Analysis. Copy Analysis will copy it into either your same partner or new partner. And then you also have copying your product as well. Yes, Dave's asking, there's a couple options with print. In the lower right-hand corner, there is an option to print. Our presentation is designed for the mobile device to be used, but you do have the option to print. I know if you're printing in Chrome, Chrome has an issue right now with Flash. It's best to go out and not print in Chrome, but print in IE or some other web browser. You would just go ahead and print here. We also have a couple other items if you're getting a blue line, things like that. It's the way you're sending the file to the print. So if you email us at support, you'd be able to do it. But we will also follow up. We do, the open house is meant to be shared on the mobile, and that's like with the iPad, it's great to be able to dive into a mobile, be able to set it down on a countertop at the open house, and then they go ahead and play that. And what I want to do is also for scripting for the open house, I'm going into our help button. And in our support center, we have scripts, MC scripts. So if you click on those scripts, we have a couple different options here. So with that, it also provides you checklists for the video for your realtor partner, how to position yourself. And then here's your scripting for realtor, how you can provide that to them. And here's some tips for recording the message. Here's core questions that you want to be able to ask that realtor. And any additional questions you might want. And then you also want to review it. Here's some good items to be able to review for that video. So, you know, each time you record a video, it's going to become easier and easier, and you'll never have to look at these checklists. But this is a good guideline. If you're just beginning to start using that video, it's very powerful to get your message across. So definitely dive in, use the video, and then definitely get familiar with the mobile app, because more and more people are using that mobile app, and it's just getting familiar with using your phone. So if you're not already familiar with that mobile, start using it and get those links out there. So if there's any other questions, I would like to go ahead and address it, but otherwise we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's call. It is recorded, and again, in that help button, you could go ahead and go to the Coach Call archive, and it will go ahead and we'll take today's call and post it here. Last Thursday's call is posted right here, where we cover using mobile and explaining fields on the TCA. So with that, I'll look around for any questions. Otherwise, thank you very much for attending, and we'll see you next Thursday. If you have any scenario you want us to build, please email us at support, and we'll go ahead and build it on our next training Thursday. Thank you. Enjoy your day.